Jack here. Welcome to JackFu. So, this is where I'm going to give you everything you need to know about upcoming MMA, combat sports, boxing, submission grappling, anything you're interested, anything that interests me, I'm going to talk about it right here. And this Saturday, we have the first UFC pay-per-view of 2023 at Jeunesse Stadium in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It's the first fight that the UFC's had in Brazil in a little while, and it's a fantastic one. So we have prelims starting at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and the main card is a 5-fight main card with 2 title fights starting at 10. The feature prelim fight will be the last fight of UFC veteran and former champion Mauricio Shogun Rua in his home country against Ihor Potieria. And I just got to say, whatever Shogun decides to do next, he has done a great service to the sport, and I am very excited to see him in his last fight. Following Shogun, we have Paul Craig against Johnny Walker. Paul Craig is a jiu-jitsu world champion. He has pulled off some fantastic and unlikely submission wins against likes of Magomed Ankalaev, Nikita Krylov, and Jamal Hill, who will be fighting in the main event tonight. And he is up against Johnny Walker, who is just unorthodox and creative, a fantastic, charismatic star for the promotion. Following Paul Craig and Johnny Walker, we have Lauren Murphy and Jessica Andrade, and I am super excited for this fight. I cannot put it in words how excited I am. Jessica Andrade just has that dog in her. She she will fight literally anyone, and you want to know how I can prove that to you right here. If you ask me what weight class she's in, I wouldn't be able to answer. She just fights whoever. Her last fight was at strawweight. Now she's up against former flyweight title challenger Lauren Murphy at 125 pounds. She's a former strawweight champion. She beat Rose Namajunas for the title, and she is coming off of a fantastic win against Amanda Lemos. Lauren Murphy recently pulled off a win against former UFC bantamweight champion Miesha Tate. This is going to be really, really exciting fight, especially because flyweight is in a kind of uncertain place following Valentina Shevchenko, seeing what Valentina wants to do next. If she decides to move up against Amanda Nunes, or if she does a rematch against Taila Santos, it's very, very interesting to see what this fight is going to state about the future of women's 125. Now, following Lauren Murphy and Jessica Andrade, we have Gilbert Burns and Neil Magny. Gilbert Burns, former title challenger, knocked down Kamaru Usman in his welterweight title fight. He has wins over people like Wonderboy Thompson. He fought a fantastic fight, had a pretty tough loss against Hamzat Chimaev, but that was one fight to got a fight in the night performance for that. So Gilbert Burns, really, really technically strong grappler, fantastic striker, doesn't really put on boring fights. And he's up against Neil Magny, who's been somewhat of a dark horse at welterweight. Gilbert Burns is currently 5th at welterweight. Neil Magny, I believe, is 12th. So if Neil Magny wins this fight, he jumps right up into title contention. Because he's had some pretty impressive wins that were unseated by losses that have been bigger setbacks than they needed to be in a lot of cases. He's coming off of a recent win against Daniel Rodriguez, and before that he lost to Shavkat Rakhmonov by guillotine choke. And Rakhmonov is an absolute animal. After that, this is the fight that I'm probably most excited for tonight. So we have Davison Figueiredo and Brandon Moreno. This is for the UFC flyweight title, and this is the 4th time these guys will be fighting. So they fought back in the end of 2020, I believe, and the fight went to a draw. Then Moreno won by fantastic submission in the second round. Davison took that title back at the January pay-per-view last year, and now they're fighting for the 4th time. The current record for the series is 1-1-1, and it really is winner takes all right here. I'm very, very excited. I'm a huge fan of both fighters, and that's really something to pay attention to going into that. Last but not least, the main event for the fight, we have a vacant light heavyweight title fight between former champion Glover Teixeira and number 7 ranked Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill is an explosive and creative fighter with a fantastic record. He's gotten wins over likes of Johnny Walker, as well as his last win was a grueling performance against Thiago Santos. And what's really great to see about this is we get to see what kind of level he's actually on, because it just seems to be he's getting right into his prime. He's gotten a lot of knockout wins. He's got power. It's ridiculous the kind of power that he has in his hands. Glover Teixeira, on the other hand, is a former champion. He is a seasoned veteran of the sport with a record of 33-8. He's won over Jan Blachowicz, Thiago Santos, Anthony Smith, and a lot of other fantastic names in the sport. He has been around for about 10, 11 years, and he doesn't really hasn't really shown any signs of stopping going off his last performance against Prochazka. That was a very hard loss that for Prochazka to get from him. This is a good one. This is a really good one that we got coming up. Jamal Hill is favored on the verdict scorecard to win by second round knockout. But based off of Teixeira's performance against Yuri Prochazka, the absolute striking prowess that he has there, I don't really see that happening. I think this is going to be a lot more of a chess match than people think. It's definitely going to be a battle of experience and technique. And I'm very, very excited to see how Teixeira pulls this one out, how Jamal Hill pulls this one out. It's definitely going to be very, very precedent setting, especially in Teixeira's home of Brazil. I'm Jack. Thank you for watching JackFu.